Stadium that once had a reputed 102,000 people, but more like 130,000 that day. But so we're here today, back in Stones Bitter League action, where Bradford entertained the Saints. Quite a few changes on the Saints side. I'll just go through them for you now. Both teams on the field. For Saints, number 1, Phil Beavers, 2, David Tanner, 3, Roy Haggerty, 4, Paul Loughlin, 5, Les Quirk, 6, Mark Bailey, 7, Darren Blewer, 8, Tony Burke, 9, Paul Groves, 10, John Harrison, 11, Bernard Dwyer, 12, Paul Farber, 13, Shane Cooper. Substitutes today, number 14, Neil Holding, and 15, Sean Allen. The the Bradford team, number 1, Keith Mumby, 2, Roger Simpson, 3, Steve McGowan, 4, Ian Wilkinson, 5, Gary Mercer, 6, Mark Wilson, 7, Paul Harkin, 8, David Hobbs, 9, Brian Noble, 10, Kelvin Skerritt, 11, John Pendlebury, 12, Carl Furbank, 13, Russell Stewart. Substitutes for Bradford today, number 14, Basil Ake, and number 15, Harry Pinner. So both captains there centre field, with today's match day referee Mr. John Holdsworth, one of the top whistlers around in the British game today. Noticeable absentees from the Saints today. Michael O'Connor out with knee ligament injury, Paul Vartin being rested, Stuart Evans being rested, Neil Holding also having a rest, but he's actually on the substitutes bench. Bradford captain, I think it's Paul Harkin there, centre field, but with both our Australian players out for today, I've asked them to join me up here in the commentary position today, and throughout the game we'll look forward to those expert comments from Michael O'Connor and Paul Vartin. So it's Bradford to kick off. Quite a blustery day, very cold up here, but Bradford kick off, the ball's kept in field. The Saints player manages to gather it safely there. David Tanner coming in field. But it's Saints in possession. The Bradford forwards coming in very quickly. Paul Groves acting half-back. The ball back to Loughlin. He likes to run it. He's going to kick upfield. Loughlin takes the ball over to the far side. Phil Beavers now kicks upfield, lofted kick. Bradford well positioned there. Gary Mercer, I think that is, for Bradford on the left wing, takes the ball. And it's Bradford in possession. Sorry about this stanchion, just maybe obstructing your view temporarily. It's Kelvin Skerritt in possession for Bradford. Bradford spread it across, creates a gap. Bradford on the attack, open line there, number 3, Steve McGowan, in at the corner. So Bradford take an early lead. McGowan goes in at the corner after just 1 minute's play. Well, Paul, Bradford there, they just spread it quickly from over there just outside the 25 and created a gap there in the Saints' defence.
It was certainly good play from Bradford. Saints didn't clear the ball well enough from their own line because we're against the wind this first half and we might have trouble doing that, but Bradford certainly played well and come up with a deserving try there, but I'm sure that the Saints will fight back pretty shortly.
Thank you, Paul. So Saints going behind there just after 1 minute's play. As I said, McGowan finishing off there. The Bradford spreading it quickly, as Paul said, from their own 25 across, created the gap and went in at the corner. So about 8 yards in from the touchline. It's David Hobbs, prolific goal kicker for Bradford, ex-Featherstone, composing himself there, takes it to the left of the posts. So just 4 points to nil the score. Well, Saints opened the season with the opening Stones Bitter League match at Nosey Road, where they entertained Bradford. Saints eventually came out winners by 23 points to 16. They was trailing 8 points to 2 at half-time, just penalty goals being exchanged. Good kick-off there from the centre spot, and Saints regain possession. Obviously got a bit of change in the kicking off procedure. It's Paul Farber now, up to the Bradford 25. Well, David Hobbs there, is it been spoken to? Definitely a Bradford player going in with a punch on Paul Farber. So penalty goal attempt now for Saints. Paul Loughlin stepping up, 10 yards in from this main stand touchline. Against the breeze in this first half. Obviously, Saints keen to get points back on the board. As I was just saying before, Saints were trailing 8 points to 2 in the opening game with Hobbs 4 penalty goals against the Loughlin penalty goal. Also, Saints ex-captain Harry Pinner played that day, spent 10 minutes in the sin bin. He's on the substitutes bench today. As Paul Loughlin now prepares for this penalty goal attempt. Good variation there from the kick-off. After that Bradford try, Saints regathered the ball, but Paul Farber was fouled. Well, Loughlin there steps up. Well, hooks it, takes it to the left. The ball doesn't go dead. It's Roger Simpson, I think, the right wing for Bradford, and Bradford back in possession. Groves and Roy Haggerty there quickly in at the tackle. David Hobbs for Bradford now. Ryan Noble, ex-international hooker. Saints have got to keep to the task, contain Bradford in their own half, hopefully. But Bradford, with the aid of this rather stiff breeze, no doubt they'll be kicking downfield now. Tactical ploy as is played, but Bradford bring it to the blind side. McGowan again with Simpson, but Quirk does well there, Les Quirk. He nearly took the dummy there, but he came in, he tackled McGowan, and he lost the ball in the tackle. Must have been the sixth tackle there, the changeover being ruled, with Simpson coming up with the ball, but it's Saints back in possession. Big John Harrison there, his fourth full appearance for the Saints, but has the ball taken from him. Bradford back in possession. 10 yards inside the Saints half. Harkin turns the ball inside. I think that's Keith Mumby there, linking up with his back division. Noble, Bradford spread it to the right again. Harkin again, crossfield Grubber for touch. Well, Michael, with the aid of this stiff breeze and Bradford pegging the Saints back, do you think that's the tactical ploy?
I think obviously it is. They've played a fairly smart game so far, Bradford. They haven't done anything spectacular. St Helens, on the other hand, have come up with a couple of mistakes. I thought probably when they had the pressure on 5 minutes ago, instead of shooting for goal, they could have kept the pressure on. Instead, they didn't, and they've let Bradford have the upper hand, and now they'll just have to try and keep them out. But when, as Paul said before, when they do get the ball in their own 25, it's imperative that they get a good clearing kick away and they get protection, and it didn't happen before. And as a result, with the handover, Bradford scored, and it's something that they're going to have to look at carefully.
Thank you, Michael. Well, one against the head there, but Darren Brewer redeems himself. He comes back. The ball coming out Bradford's side. Bradford very sloppy at the scrum. But he come back, Darren Brewer. He managed to get a hand on that ball as it came loose, and it's back in possession. Tony Burke. It's Kelvin Skerritt in at the tackle there, and 2 and 3 Bradford players come in and force Tony Burke back. Shane Cooper spreading it to the left. Phil Beaver's in the line. Roy Haggerty. Elusive character Haggerty, always looking to offload this ball. He does so onto Paul Loughlin. Saints spread it upfield. Mark Bailey into space. Support on the left. Darren Brewer out to Les Quirk. Brilliant rugby from the Saints as Les Quirk touches down. 10 yards infield. Brilliant rugby there from the Saints when they looked buried in their own 25-yard area, but they spread it quickly upfield. Good crisp ball handling skills. Les Quirk finishes off in good style, and that is 7th try in 7 consecutive matches for the Saints. Well, Paul, good try there from the Saints. They certainly put it together.
Yeah, great try by the Saints. You know, well set up by Roy Haggerty, who got a good ball away to Lockers. Lockers has got a heap of ability, and he used that stepping game which he has to and his strength and speed to push off a couple of would-be tacklers. And then the rest of the players took over. Mark Bailey, who is a much underrated player here at Saints. I think he's got a big future ahead of him in this first team. And then Darren Bloor backing up, and Les Quirk, he always stiffs out the try line very well, and he went over to put the ball near the sticks.
Yes, brilliant try there from Les Quirk. As I said, finishing off, it's his 16th try of the season. Saints leading try scorer. He finished off there in good style, and that initially coming from Saints in their own 25 when they lost the ball against the head. Paul Loughlin unsuccessful this time, but they lost the ball against the head from the scrummage. Darren Bloor got it back, and Saints there, they powered their way up 75 yards upfield, with Les Quirk finishing off for the try. So that's all back in the melting pot now. 4 points each. And certainly early days yet, just 9 minutes of the game gone, and 4 points apiece. David Hobbs now to kick off for Bradford. David Tanner gets it on the far side, drives up to the 25. Once again, I must apologise if this stanchion is impairing your view. Circumstances beyond our control. But it's Tony Burke now taking up the running. Good ball handling skills from the Saints there. You can see they certainly got the class. They put it together and spread it out. As I said, Roy Haggerty is a very elusive character, always gets this ball out, and good running from Paul Loughlin. But the Saints still in possession. Spreading it to the left. Good break there. Darren Bloor again. Forward on his inside. Beavers on to his right. Beavers takes up the running. Back to Mark Bailey. Yes! Must be over for a try again. Another full 75-yard movement from the Saints. Right upfield. Brilliant ball handling skills. And Darren Bloor again, Michael, that sent them on the way.
That's right. Darren was involved again very heavily in that try. He went through a gap like the size of Sydney Heads. And the thing that impresses me most at the moment with the St Helens side is they're backing up. If he didn't pass it to Mark Bailey, then he had another option, and you know, that's very important. There were St Helens players everywhere then when that try was on, and it shows the value of good quick play of the ball. Happened in the time before when they scored. Phil Beavers got tackled, played the ball very quickly, and this is what St Helens are doing, and they're keeping the pressure right on.
So Paul Loughlin now, he'll get this one over surely. Famous last words, as they say, but he's 10 yards out. Centre field, right in front of the sticks. Shouldn't have any problem, but Mark Bailey there finishing off in good style. As Michael just said, plenty of backing up, plenty of commitment from the Saints. This is what we've been lacking perhaps in the last few games, is the backing up, but Loughlin there, he slots it over, no problem. So Paul Loughlin extends Saints' lead. That's Paul's 77th goal in League and Cup action, plus 3 in the International and 1 in the Lancashire versus Yorkshire. But that extends Saints' lead now to 10 points to 4. And rugby like this again, that's 2 75-yard movements that's paid dividends. And Saints finishing off in good style. So Hobbs again, let's hope he gets sick of this kicking off. Saints can manage this all afternoon. Roy Haggerty there again, elusive character this Haggerty, Iron Man, he play anywhere, he likes it in the second row, but he started off in the centre berth, as many of Saints forwards have, Chris Arkwright, Andy Platt, and well, Andy Platt ex-Saints forward, but they've all started off in the centre berth, come through, and he's certainly an elusive character, Haggerty. Farber there getting it going, but Bradford moving very quickly with a clamp tackle. Darren Bloor, crossfield grubber, but it's not going to carry. Gary Mercer on the right wing, on the left wing, I beg your pardon, for Bradford. It's Bradford in possession. Saints going to have to stick to the task now. 10 points to 4 in the lead after trailing by that McGowan try in the first minute. Solid tackling, plenty of commitment from the Saints. Obviously looking for a good win here today to boost their cup match at Nosey Road versus Featherstone in the third round of the Silk Cup Challenge Cup. Bradford keep it going. The Bradford man finally bounced to the ground, just inside the Saints half, but Bradford spread it quickly to the right. Keith Mumby in the line, veteran campaigner, had a testimonial here with Bradford a year or so ago, ex-Great Britain international. Well, awkward bouncing ball there, it keeps in field. Les Quirk has to go back and tidy up. Awkward ball there for Phil Beavers. But Les Quirk comes back, regains possession. Beavers at dummy half, wants a quick play of the ball. Now Groves attacked in half back to Phil Beavers. Saints trying to get out of their own 25. Well, the ball loose. Saints being awarded a penalty, with Bradford being penalised for snatching the ball from the Saints players' hands. So Paul Loughlin is going to kick over to the main stand side here at Oddsall Stadium. You can see the stiffness of the breeze there as the ball comes back. Just finds touch just inside the Saints 25. Big John Harrison, I think that is. Moving into the prop forwards position today with the absence of Stuart Evans. Well, Bernard Dwyer there, moving upfield. Solid forward Bernard Dwyer, Paul, the one that you've tipped for the top.
Yeah, very impressed with Bernard. I think he's a good, solid worker. He's got a few ball skills. He loves to tackle, and I think in the future he's a dead set future Great Britain back row forward.
Well, the ball being knocked down there by a Bradford player, went for the interception. Bernard Dwyer there is a tremendous work rate, a very limited first team appearances last season really, but he's forced his way into the first team at the back end of last season, and he's been virtually an ever-present this season. I think he's just had one appearance at substitute forward, but all the rest has been actually in the starting 13. But it's Saints spreading it quickly. Tony Burke, unlucky there, hands the man off, looking to spread it quickly. Shane Cooper turns it inside. Haggerty again. He'll run at him all day, Haggerty. Always looking to release. Mark Bailey backs him up. Shane Cooper moves on the inside, but two-man Bradford tackle, one round the legs and one round the top. Cooper again. Groves, lofty pass to Beavers, quick hands. Onto Loughlin over there. Onto David Tanner. Does well, David Tanner, in the Bradford 25 now. Well, I think every time we've been in the Bradford 25, we've scored. We've got 2 points, 2 tries, I should say, long distance. Farmer, John Harrison, 6'7" of Harrison there, but it looks as though they had him around the neck there. But it's Saints still in possession. Haggerty going for the drop, but it's hit the Bradford man. Charge down, and Bradford come up with the ball. Obviously looking for added points, but it's Bradford in possession. Saints penalised there for offside. Had to play the ball. I think that's Bradford's first penalty award. But it's Keith Mumby, looks like, stepping up to gain added yardage from this penalty award. He finds touch just over 5 yards from the halfway line. It's Brian Noble, ex-Great Britain international hooker, to restart play. On to David Hobbs. Bradford spreading the ball quickly onto Harkin. Back to McGowan coming in field. Carl Furbank, that was with the ball. He's trying to spread it out. He's just getting a little bottled up for centre field. The Bradford team, but it's Harkin again. One of those prodding kicks again, right down in the Saints 25. Well, they seem to start off well, Michael, Bradford, but they certainly gone to sleep now.
Yeah, I think that partly that, but I think that St Helens have been very impressive with the ball, and Darren Blaw's really made his presence felt in this game, and he's directing the backline play very well, alongside with Mark Bailey. St Helens, whenever they've got the ball in the open, look particularly dangerous. They're taking good options. They're running the ball wide because they have got a speed advantage out wide, and I think that if they can keep this up with a win in the second half, they should be able to run out comfortable winners.
So at that scrummage there, Bradford being penalised for diving into the scrum, so Saints awarded the penalty. Paul Groves plays the ball onto Tony Burke. Tremendous forward Tony Burke, certainly powers his way into the Bradford defence. Moving up very quickly though, Bradford got to contain the Saints, but as Michael said, with speed on the outside, if Saints can spread it out. Darren Blewer again, looking for the gaps. Very unlucky there. Roy Haggerty looming on his right. Cooper and Bailey work the loop movement, but Bradford closed down very quickly. The ball's wrenched from the Bradford man's hands, but referee Holmesworth is indicating that he's shouted held, so therefore with the ball coming out, a scrummage is going to be ruled, whereas the Bradford spectators here, obviously the partisan spectators, thought that play should have been carried on with Bradford being back in possession. Well, Darren Blue being penalised for offside at the scrum, but it was coming out Bradford's side, and Blue came back obviously too quickly for referee Holdsworth. So Saints forced back. Mumby positional kicking again, finds touch just short of the Saints 25. Just halfway through this first half now, Saints still in the lead by 10 points to 4, but it's Bradford in possession and on the attack. Well, Bradford keep going. The ball obviously touching the Saints player there, and Bradford awarded another 6 tackles, spreading it quickly to the right. Pendlebury, ball playing second row forward, side from Halifax earlier in the season. We all know John Pendlebury, don't we? Led to Saints' downfall in the Challenge Cup final at Wembley against Halifax. But he's here now with Bradford Northern. About 8 yards short of the Saints line now. One of the Bradford attacks. Taking it crossfield. Yes, into space. Is it McGowan? Short of the line. Well, he tried to stretch out. I think if he had stretched over there, it would have been a double movement, but he lost the ball. Obviously too enthusiastic, but Saints come up with the ball behind their own line, but drive it upfield 10 yards outside the line now and spreading it to the right. John Harrison there, stretching up onto Loughlin, into space. Loughlin goes in with the shoulder on Mumby, but Saints right up to the halfway line now. Shane Cooper takes up the running, turns it in field to Phil Beavers, out to Loughlin again. Sixth and final tackle. Referee raises his hand. Ball to Phil Beavers. Grubbers for touch. Successfully finds it just about 10 yards short of the Bradford 25. Well, after being plenty of pressure on there from Bradford, Paul, Saints moving upfield a good 60 or 70 yards.
It's a credit to Saints defence, you know. This Bradford mob, they're throwing the ball around, although they're a fairly pedestrian side. And I must say, Paul Harkin, their halfback, I haven't seen him run 5 yards yet. He seems to distribute and kick the ball, but he can't run, or he's very slow. And Saints took the advantage there. They got that loose ball and moved it upfield. They're looking pretty good.
So from the resulting scrum, Bradford back in possession. Saints containing them well. Paul Farber and Paul Loughlin, it certainly looks like, in the tackle there. But as Paul Barton was saying, Harkin there, the half-back, he's been doing a lot of kicking downfield. He's there again. As a rule, he's certainly a wily campaigner. Leads to many a team's downfall, but he's not doing anything today. Brilliant play from Beavers. Well, rather enthusiastic tackling there on Phil Beavers, but he certainly led the Bradford side a merry dance there, Michael.
He certainly did. Phil used a Bradford player, or one of his own players, as a decoy, which I think is probably what they had to do. Well, maybe he's not, but he did it very well. But I think it was Mercer who came in and hit him very high, and I'd be surprised if he doesn't go to the sin bin for that offence.
Well, referee Holdsworth there just awarding Saints the penalty. the touch judge on very quickly on the far side, but no action against Gary Mercer there for that vicious tackle on Phil Beavers. But Saints awarded the penalty. Loughlin there finds touch virtually on the halfway line. Tony Burke, first receiver, drives into the Bradford defence, backs in. And Saints read it quickly. John Harrison now, a couple of forward drives from the Saints, and then they'll probably spread it out over here to the left. Bluer, Bailey, back to Bluer. Lofted pass, but Saints penalised for crossing there. Paul Farber protesting that he had his hands raised, but it's getting nowhere with referee Holdsworth. So Bradford awarded the penalty. So Mumby finds touch, about 10 yards short of the Saints 25. Certainly Saints have done well. They've contained this Bradford outfit so far. But it's scary, it's third, releasing the ball. But Saints tackling holds firm. Shane Cooper quickly in there. Certainly Bradford throwing everything at the Saints, but they've certainly withstood the pressure. But it's McGowan on a diagonal run, centre field. He's come in a lot, this McGowan, in from his right centre position. It's Bradford again, moving it to the left. A loose ball there. Bradford with perhaps a one-man overlap on that left-hand side. But the ball going directly into touch. Scrum down going to be formed just inside the Saints 25. It's Darren Bluer to feed. Saints coming up with the ball. Bernard Dwyer straightens it up, drives up centre field. Roy Haggerty off 1 foot, always looking to release, but a good clamp tackle there. Cooper and Groves. On to Mark Bailey there. And Shane Cooper. Nearly got through the Bradford defence there, just brought down by the scruff of the neck. Sixth and final tackle of this sequence now. Paul Groves. Groves for touch. Mercer receives the ball. Well, beats the first two Saints defenders. But a good solid tackle. Two-man tackle from the Saints come in. On to Mercer, bring him down. Keith Mumby in the line now. Looking to make the extra man in the Bradford line out. Noble, I think that is, from acting half-back, scampers away. 10-15 yard burst from Brian Noble. Bradford again. Well, unlucky there. Roy Haggerty went for the interception. McGowan got it, but Roger Simpson gets off McGowan, but it's touched. Must have touched Roy Haggerty there. The slate's wiped clean, and Bradford back with another 6 tackles to see if they can break through this Saints defence. Long ball out there to the Bradford left wing. No way through for him there. Ian Wilkinson, I think it was a good smother tackle from the Saints. 3-man tackle, bring him to ground. Harkin tries to lay on a short ball for the big Bradford forwards, but a good tackling from Tony Burke and John Harrison. Sixth and final tackle now for Bradford. Harkin on the right, he looks as though he's going to kick through. The ball charged down. Roy Haggerty quickly in there on that loose ball. Shane Cooper spreads it to the right. Tony Burke. Saints just calming it down a bit now. Paul Farber comes through. But solid tackling from Bradford. Saints just getting a little bunch there. Release it to Paul Groves into space now. The ball going back. Saints come up with it. Well, a knock-on being ruled. I think the ball went back, but just out of our eyesight here with this stanchion. So scrum down midway between the Saints 25 and the halfway line. It's going to be a Bradford feed with Paul Harkin. But before the scrum is fed, Saints being penalised. Differential penalty. Keith Mumby stepping up to give Bradford the kick to touch for the added yardage. Touch is found just inside the Bradford 25. 12 minutes of the first half remaining. The score still 10 points to 4 in the Saints' favour. Kelvin Skerritt barging his way towards the Saints posts. Noble at dummy half. Into passing movement, Harkin laid the ball on there. It looked to hint forward from our position here, but referee Holdsworth allows play to go on. Bradford keep it moving. Well, Saints defence held up well there, but it's Bradford putting the attacking on. Quick hands. Well, it's Bradford over in the far corner. Quick play. I thought one, I don't know who went for the interception there, Michael, I just couldn't make out, but Bradford spread it quickly and they paid dividends in the far corner.
Yeah, it was one of those things. I think it was Paul Lachlan who went for the intercept. It was definitely on. Had he have gotten it, taken the ball, it would have been a length of the field try to St Helens. As it turns out, it's a try to Bradford, and at a critical time in the game. St Helens have played far more of the enterprising football this half, and it's disappointing because if he kicks his goal, there'll be nothing in it at half time. But St Helens, I think, have got to employ a better kicking game than what they have. And they're spending far too much time in their own half, and lately there's been a bit of a reluctance to sort of to do anything. They've got to get the ball, even if it's early in the tackle count, kick it downfield, get a good chasing game, and keep Bradford Northern down there, because Bradford have showed that they're not very dangerous inside their own half, and St Helens' defence is holding very well.
Thanks, Michael. Now it's Hobbs, David Hobbs. It was Ian Wilkinson that went over for the try. Only a yard or so in the field of play, but it's Hobbs there. Looks as though it's coming in. No goal. So the score 8 points to Bradford, 10 points to the Saints. And as we've just been saying, the Saints defence, it's held out pretty well, but Bradford spread it quickly there. One player going for the interception, but Bradford just squeezing in that far left-hand corner. 10 points to 8 the score, just 10 minutes remaining of this first half. Paul Lachlan kicks it deep. Knock on in the in-goal area and offside. The man picking it up in an offside position, but the original knock-on going to be ruled by referee Holdsworth. Well, a good kick from Lachlan and a bad mistake there from Bradford. I think it was Mumby, veteran campaigner, but he knocked it forward. The original knock-on being ruled. Bradford forced to drop out from between their own sticks. And going to put Saints back in an attacking position. Shane Cooper takes it in his own half there after Bradford using the strong breeze from the kick-off. But Saints will have to spread it out and certainly hope to get further points on the board before the half-time hooter goes. Bailey onto forward. Solid tackling there. Looks like Russell Stewart going in for the tackle. It's Bernard Dwyer straightening play up. Inside ball, but Roy Haggerty, I think it was, couldn't take it. The ball bounces off him. Bradford back in possession. Harkin taking it left. Looks like Hobbs. Certainly the pitch cutting up a lot down there, rather muddy in the middle section. But a knock-on being ruled. Bradford knock-on, scrum down midway between the Bradford 25 and the halfway line. Saints feed, Darren Blewer to feed. Hopefully Paul Groves hooked this ball. Saints spread it quickly. Well, Blewer feeds it. Lachlan comes in. Well, a knock-on being ruled there with Darren Blewer behind the scrum. So it's Harkin now. Is Bradford back with the advantage? Obviously there's always a chance, a 50-50 ball, but with a head and ball going to Bradford and Harkin to feed. Bradford come up with it. Spread it quickly to the left. Saints move in. Close the Bradford attack down. Over there to Ian Wilkinson on the left centre berth for Bradford. Farber and Harrison in there at the tackle. Brian Noble for Bradford, acting halfback. Harkin, quick hands there from Bradford, onto McGowan, into space again, Beavers with Simpson on his right. Well, Beavers went for the man, Simpson came in, Bradford splitting the Saints defence open there again. A quick break there from Bradford. McGowan in it again, Paul, and Beavers stuck to his task, but Simpson, he only had to take it and he scored.
Bradford had the overlap there, and they went out to this Steve McGowan. I must say, he certainly impressed me. He knows how to find a gap, he can run. He's one of the few players in their side who shows penetration. And he did well there because Phil Beavers, he drew Phil extremely well, gave it to the winger who had an open run to the line, and he made no mistake. But Saints paying the penalty there for a couple of bad feed and whatever, and a knock on, so they've got to get back. They're still playing fairly well. I must say I'm very impressed with Tony Burke. I think he's been our outstanding player. He's always plays well every game, but today he's done the job of probably a couple of forwards, and he's doing plenty of work, and if he sticks to his guns, the others have got to follow.
Thanks, Paul. So it's David Hobbs now at Bradford in the lead by 12 points to 10 with that Simpson try. I said Beavers stuck to his task there, he took the man, but there was only Beavers between either McGowan or Simpson scoring. Simpson got the ball from McGowan, been very penetrative, and Hobbs unsuccessful there, but the score 12 points to 10. As Paul Martin was saying, a mistake from the feed at the scrum. A knock on, it put Bradford back on the attack, and they swept 60 odd yards upfield, scoring. Well, a deep kick again, but he doesn't make any mistake this time, does Mumby. Simpson, the right winger's back with him, but Mumby takes the tackle of Shane Cooper and Darren Blewer. Kelvin Skerritt, powerful prop forward, moving upfield. Bradford spreading it to the right again. I certainly think that these are where the chinks are in the Saints' armour, on the Saints' right wing. There's Bradford still in possession, 10 yards outside their own 25. 5 minutes of time remaining. Simpson again into space. Well, it looks as though he was going to kick through, but he didn't get any real penetration forward with that kick. It just dribbled into touch. So it's a scrum down just inside the Saints half, with Darren Blewer to feed. 12 points to 10 the score in Bradford favour, certainly nothing in it. Darren Blewer feeds the scrum. Saints spread it quickly to the right. Bradford move up very quickly. Certainly found a bit of inspiration in the last 10 minutes or so of Bradford. 2 tries in 5 minutes from Wilkinson and Simpson. Put them back in the lead by 12 points to 10 after trailing by 10 points to 4. John Harrison. Big lad John Harrison had some rave reports in the A-team, broke through into the first team, but had an unlucky spell with a few injuries. We're taking the berth today. Good play from Blewer onto Farber. Beavers on Farber's outside, but he just couldn't release that ball, could Paul Farber. Well, the man being held down. Saints awarded the penalty. Bradford man there lying on it to play the ball, Paul Farber, in his efforts to get up quickly, and Bradford are penalised. Saints are going to go for the goal attempt. They'll put them back on level terms. They'll be successful. As I said, just about 3 minutes of play remaining in this first half. Well, it seems Bradford are just spoiling the Saints' attack, Michael, as they looked as though they was just going to try and get it together, and Bradford lying on Paul Farber.
Yeah, that's right. It's been noticeable that the Bradford defence is not coming up in a line. They're running up very quickly out wide, which is leaving a gaping hole, and Darren Blue has read it a couple of times, and he made another penetrating run there. But this is a very important kick for St Helens with only 3 minutes to go. It'll make it floor ball. He kicks it, which he looks as though he has done. No, bad luck. But I am a long way from the commentary box here, and but I might say one thing about this referee. I think that he's been rather inconsistent. I think he made a terrible blue after the second try when St Helens kicked off and the ball went behind the dead ball and Mumby knocked on, and then somebody came in for an offside position and picked the ball up. Now that should have been a penalty. As it turned out, it wasn't. It was a line drop out, and the tide of the game changed from there. He's also made a couple of other minor mistakes which haven't helped St Helens' cause.
Thanks, Michael. The Saints back in possession now. Paul Groves, short ball to John Harrison. Shrugs the first line of defence off. Takes two Bradford tacklers to bring him down right on the halfway line there, over there on the open side here at Oddsall. But it's Saints now. Bernard Dwyer looking to create the gap, looking for the half gap, but solid tackling again. Holds it firm. Darren Bluer tried to kick through, but definitely fell there. Shoulder going in, and referee Holdsworth towards the penalty. Well, Saints will have to take the penalty quickly. Well, Saints electing to go for goal. It's against the breeze. No, they've changed their mind now. Thought the Sandman was coming on for the goal attempt, but it's against the breeze there, and it was a good distance out. So Saints fine touch on the far side. Tony Burke in possession now for the Saints. You've got to spread this ball quickly over to the left, and hopefully they get over the try line before the half-time hooter goes. Well, there is the half-time hooter. The turn round with Bradford going into the lead. Bradford going into the half-time interval leading by 12 points to 10. They opened the scoring in the first minute with a McGowan try. Then Les Quirk went over in the 8th minute. Mark Bailey in the 10th minute. Two 75-yard sweeping movements from the Saints. The Bailey try converted by Paul Loughlin. 10 points to 4 after 10 minutes. Saints certainly looking at all this, putting it together. And then it was 29 minutes before Wilkinson went in for a try in the far corner. And then Simpson going in after Bradford had broke through again over here on the right. So at half-time, the score 12 points to 10, and we certainly can look forward to a good second half display. Well, it looks as though Alec Murphy's out there remonstrating with the referee Holdsworth. We know Alec's certainly a fiery character, and whatever he has to say to referee Holdsworth, I'm sure won't bear any resemblance to the second half game. Oddsall, Saints trailing at half-time by 12 points to 10. It seems the controversy we was having at half-time was over the penalty goal by Paul Loughlin just a few minutes before half-time. As Michael said, he thought it'd gone between the sticks. A couple of Bradford men here also thought it had gone through, but it was disallowed by referee Holdsworth. So I think that's what the problem was. It's very rarely you see Paul Loughlin complaining, but he was doing that, and anyway, we'll just have to get on with the job. Trailing by 2 points, and Paul Loughlin kicks off. Saints with the aid of the breeze this second half. Bradford moving it quickly. Obviously got to keep tabs on this McGowan, no doubt. A few words of wisdom from Maestro Alex at half-time in the half-time pep talk, and have told him to watch this chap, but it's Bradford still in possession. Breaking quickly again. Harkin spreading it crossfield. So Bradford finally allowed to play the ball. Kick upfield, Les Quirk has to turn around, but it's gone directly into touch. Now whether that was the sixth tackle or not, I don't know, but as it's a scrum down going to be formed. If it had gone directly into touch on the sixth tackle, it would have been a changeover. It's going to be a Saints feed now, with Bradford being in effect penalised for kicking the ball directly into touch. So Darren Brewer, he comes at the back of the scrum. Saints come away quickly. Solid tackling from this Bradford defence. Groves onto Tony Burke. Groves again at dummy half. Saints bring it blindside. John Harrison powering his way forward. Harrison still going. 6'7", come from the Parkside Amateur Club in Newtonley Willers. The Saints spread it there. Brewer and Bailey, short ball there. Brewer again. He's certainly having a great game here at Oddsall this afternoon for the Saints. He's Darren Brewer. Roy Haggerty, short ball there. Bernard Dwyer. Release it back to Shane Cooper. Vivers in the line. On to David Tanner. Beats two. Diagonal run. 10 yards short of the Bradford line now. Saints will have to spread it quickly across to the left. Shane Cooper attacked in half-back. Bernard Dwyer goes for the drop goal. Well, he's doing a lot of looking there, but it's not allowed and must have gone to the left. But on the last tackle there, as you say, if you're up in the opposition's 25, try and come away with points. It would have constituted Bradford dropping out, I should say, from the 25 if that drop goal had gone over. But it's now Bradford back in possession. Inside ball. Looks like that McGowan again coming in field. Bradford kicking up against the breeze, but obviously kicking for position. So Saints were lying up. Bradford fine touch. Right on the Saints 25. Scrum down 10 yards infield with the Saints feed. Darren Brewer to feed. Saints come up with the ball. Harkin quickly round there. He managed to penalise Brewer before for coming round quickly, but he's just left Harkin alone, and it's Bernard Dwyer coming away with the ball. Tony Burke turning into the tackling. John Harrison there, midway between his own 25 and the halfway. Darren Brewer, centre field. Just lost his footing a little as the two Bradford defenders came in. So bouncing to the ground. Sixth and final tackle of this sequence. The ball back to Phil Vivers. Deep kick from Vivers. Curls inside and Mumby, no problem. Shapes up as if he was going to kick, but three Saints tacklers come in and pound him to the ground. Bradford moving away quickly from the acting half-back position there. The numbers getting a little bit obliterated on the Bradford jerseys. But spread it quickly to the left. Backing up from Bradford. Inside again. A good sweeping 35-yard movement there from Bradford. Harkin. Inside to Hobbs. Loose ball. Saints scoop it up. Tony Burke from acting halfback powers his way forward. Tremendous turn of pace from a standing start. Tony Burke there. Groves pushing the defenders off. Wants to quick play the ball. Shane Cooper onto Bernard Dwyer. But no way through there. Mark Bailey. Saints move it left. Short ball from Brewer onto Haggerty. Bradford defence closed down very quickly there. No way Haggerty could have got that ball out. Shane Cooper flicks it out. Saints keep it moving. Paul Groves, characteristic outrageous dummy from Groves there. But it's Saints back in the Bradford 25. Sixth and final tackle. Roy Haggerty, is it up and under? The chase is on. Well, Mumby lost his footing. He had to take the ball, but that under these new rulings, he's took it in the in-goal area. Any ball taken in the in-goal area from a high kick, it's a restart from the 25. Quickly taken by Bradford. Hobbs turns it inside. The score still 12 points to 10 in Bradford's favour. Just 6 minutes of this second half gone. And Bradford bringing it across the line, looking for the gaps. Paul Farber brings his man down there. Harkin taking up the run-in, short ball onto Pendlebury, turns it inside. Russell Stewart, I think it is, wants a quick play of the ball. Harkin, Hobbs, loose ball from Bradford, but tidied up by Roger Simpson. Comes in field, diagonal run, support on his left, but he chose to take the tackle. Sixth and final tackle for Bradford now. They're running it. Crossfield grubber. Well, Bradford moving upfield there, Michael, a good 75 yards.
Yeah, they're playing with a lot more confidence this half, Bradford. I think St Helens are probably best served when they get down into the Bradford quarter on the fifth tackle rather than shooting from field goal or putting it high, putting the ball low into a big in-goal area and just following it through so that they can retain possession. But as a result, they haven't done that. Now they're in attack now, but they're in a defensive situation.
Darren Brewer comes up with the ball from that scrum. Saints back in possession. Wrong end of the field, they're in their own 25. John Harrison powering his way upfield, but the ball will have to be spread out to the wings. Not much down for him, I think, if they play it up the middle. Harkin, Stewart and Skerritt, I think it is. Good break there from Paul Groves, 20-yard burst. Sixth and final tackle again. Phil Beavers. Good kick from Beavers, but it's just turning infield. Very unlucky there. Gary Mercer taking him on, going crossfield, but solid tackling from the Saints. Two closed him down. Darren Brewer came in and completed the tackle. Puts Bradford back 10 yards from their own line, and Saints will have to contain them there. Bradford looking to spread it over to the right. That McGowan-Simpson wing certainly paying dividends for them this afternoon. Saints giving Bradford a lot of room, letting them spread the ball out. Gaps created there. Pendlebury, he's a good eye for the gap. Bradford moving upfield again. Short ball, quick hands required, but Shane Cooper did well. Closed him down there. Sixth and final tackle just inside the Bradford half. Harkin touched the Saints man, slowed it down, and David Tanner able to pick it up. Ian Wilkinson moves in, completes the tackle on David Tanner, and Saints back in possession. Paul Groves from acting half-back, no way through for him. Mark Bailey. On to Tony Burke, but Saints playing it down the middle. Darren Brewer chips through, high kick, awkward ball. Well, yes. Looked as though that man was offside, but obviously referee Holdsworth right on the job. Bradford quickly breaking away. Good play from the Saints. Darren Brewer tried to kick through. Bradford on the attacks, charge down. Saints back in possession. Phil Beavers takes it over to the left. Overlap on the left for Saints. 4 men lining out. Quick hand from the Saints. Les Quirk, can he go in? Coming in field. Solid Bradford tackling, hold him out. Very unlucky there, Paul. He nearly made it pay Saints with a charge upfield.
It's a great counter-attack there by Saints. Phil Beavers saw the opportunity on the left and a quick hand saw it get out to Les. Les unfortunately didn't have the pace to get past the defence, and it was a good covering tackle that put him in a touch, but Saints looking good here.
So scrum down now, just 5 yards short of the Bradford line. Bradford to feed, Harkin to feed. Just timely there if Paul Groves can take one against the head. No, referee Holdsworth is come on our side, so Bradford obviously got the ball. contained in their own 25 at present. Saints power tackling there, force him into touch on the far side. So another scrum going to be formed just inside the Bradford 25. It's a Saints feed this time. Darren Brewer will be feeding the scrum, and Saints now they've got to get a clean heel here and spread it out quickly to penetrate this Bradford defence. Just right in front of the stanchion, can't see a thing, but Saints come up with the ball. Well, Saints are penalised. Paul Groves accused of using his hand to get the ball out of the scrum as if he would do anything like that. But Bradford are awarded the penalty. Saints in an attacking position on the Bradford 25, but penalised there for a loose arm in the scrum. So midway between the Bradford 25 and the halfway, Bradford in possession. Shane Cooper quickly in there, Bernard Dwyer the initial tackler. Certainly both Dwyer and Burke, along with my co-commentator Paul Barton in the forward line, terrific tattlers. I think personally I think Saints will be missing Paul Barton in the pack today. Certainly his blockbusting runs up centre field. He certainly only knows one way. He goes straight forward. But Bradford lose the ball. Saints capitalise on it quickly. Shane Cooper. It's Mark Bailey, I think, on to Phil Beavers. Yes, it was Mark Bailey on to Beavers. Quick hands essential, it made it count, but Bradford coming very quickly. Paul Loughlin offloads it to his left. Darren Brewer from acting half-back. Certainly looks sharp as attack. Haggerty, quick ball there. Onto Mark Bailey. Strange up, driving for the line, Mark Bailey. Brought down about 5 or 6 yards short. Saints will have to spread it quickly. Got to get points on the board here. Shane Cooper. Short ball to Dwyer. Back to Cooper. Unlucky there. The Bradford tackling holds firm. 6th and final tackle. Saints trailing by 12 points to 10. Beavers. Lofty ball there, overlap onto Loughlin. Can he stretch out? Can't release it. Good clamp tackling there. So the changeover, I think that's the first changeover of the game. Bradford in possession. Certainly been seesawing from one side of the pitch to the other. But it's still Bradford in the lead, as I said, 12 points to 10, 13 minutes of this second half gone. Well, loose ball, Paul Groves, I think it is, he's in there like a shot. Loose play from Bradford, and Saints back in possession. Dwyer across to Cooper, quick hands, Beavers in the line, changes direction, back to Shane Cooper. Short ball to Bernard Dwyer. Saints looking for the chinks in the Bradford armour, but they're not coming up, but it's Shane Cooper again. Roy Haggerty. 15 yards from this Bradford line. The ball coming loose, but Shane Cooper, yes! Cooper goes over, right in front of the sticks. Well, it looked like a slight mistake there, Michael, but Shane Cooper tidied up and went over under the sticks.
Yeah, I think that everyone was surprised, no more so than probably Shane himself, that he had no one in front of him. He took a very good one-handed ball that went straight under the sticks for a timely try. They've been applying plenty of pressure to Helens, and justly were ordered with a try there. But the game's well and truly not over yet. There's a long way to go, and St Helens have to just keep on applying this pressure, keep it up.
But Saints back in the lead. Lovely ball flicked up there to Shane Cooper, and I don't think he could believe it himself. He's right in front of the sticks, and another 4 points to the Saints. 14 points to 12 at present, surely just a formality for Paul Loughlin, right in front of the sticks. Bangs it over, no problem. So that's 16 points to the Saints, 12 points to Bradford. And 15 minutes of this second half gone. Bradford last week, they went out to Wigan in the Silk Cut Challenge Cup. It was about 7 points to 4 it was, with about quarter of an hour to go. I thought Bradford would have certainly had a chance here, home advantage, but Wigan finally run out winners by 17 points to 4. Unfortunately, we can't rely on anybody to get shut of these pie eaters. They're still in the competition in the last 8, into the third round, away at Oldham in the next round. Saints with a home tie against Featherstone. Certainly one of Saints' bogey sides are Featherstone, and we'll have to lay that bogey to rest next week. But Loughlin kicks upfield, deep kick. Onto Mumby. Simpson on his outside, but Mumby still goes through. Solid lad, this Mumby. And Bradford in possession. Shane Cooper there going over for his 11th try of the season with the Saints. As Michael said, a timely try. But Saints 16-12 in the lead, but plenty of time left as Bradford move it quickly. Some good ball handling skills there. Looked an awkward ball, he took it well. Bradford grubbing for touch. Yes, just finds touch short of Phil Beavers on the Saints 25. Well, Saints came through last week at home against Barrow in the second round of the Silk Cut Challenge Cup, 28 points to 6. He certainly had a lot of chances that Saints just making a substitution now with Sean Allen coming on for Paul Farber, and Paul Farber going directly into the dressing room, so he must have taken a stiff knock. Saints penalised there at the scrummage, and Bradford with the penalty. Kick upfield, it's Bradford 15 yards from the Saints line, putting the pressure on, trailing by 4 points. Just one unconverted try, the difference. They'll be looking to power the way over here. Lofted pass, well unlucky there. Lofted ball by Bradford, rather a wide ball outside. Les Quirk went in for the interception, he couldn't take it cleanly, he knocked on. So scrum down going to be formed. Bradford feed. The referee Holdsworth trying to get this scrum formed. Well, Harkin feeds, and Harkin comes up with the ball from the base of the scrum. Saints move in very quickly. Phil Beavers in there, sharp as attack, leading the attack, and with Roy Haggerty closed the Bradford side down very quickly there. Sean Allen quickly in at the action. Looks like Russell Stewart, I think, the loose forward for Bradford. Harkin, lofted ball. Bradford lose the ball, but he manages to regain possession. But it's going to be a scrum down with the Saints feed. Just inside the Saints 25. Well, Bradford looking to bring on a substitution. Harry Pinner getting stripped on the far side there. Saints come up with the ball from that scrum. Roy Haggerty at dummy half, taking up the running. Haggerty takes it to Les Quirk into space. Tony Burke powering down that wing, backing up on the left hand there. Ball back to Les Quirk, just losing his footing, but Saints sweep 30 yards upfield. Groves wants a quick play of the ball. Quick out from Saints. Beavers in the line, creates the space but can't release. Can do now. Onto Mark Bailey, into space. Sean Allen. Well, the ball released there, and I must admit it did look a shade forward that ball, but Saints moving upfield quickly there.
I don't know how you can say that, Ron. Normally you'd say that was all right. But no, it did go about 10 yards forward, and we were probably lucky that we didn't get a penalty against us. I see Harry Pinner coming on, the ex-Saints captain, and we'll see what he can do.
So Harry Pinner coming on to replace Mark Wilson. Bradford come up with the ball from the scrum. Ian Wilkinson, ex-lead centre there, but they lose the ball. Saints capitalise on that tremendous crunching tackle and come up with the ball, spread it quickly to the left. John Harrison back inside to Sean Allen. Straightens up centre field, and Harry Pinner quickly in there. He's a good master tactician, is Harry Pinner. Roy Haggerty pushes one off, still going, looking for support. Sean Allen with him, inside ball. Oh, brilliant rugby from the Saints. Oh, just one pass too many. Unlucky there. But Bradford quickly back on the attack. Unlucky there, Saints.
Well, the player got tackled without the ball. He would certainly have been, Mark Bailey I think it was, he would certainly have been in under the post with a ball from Darren Bloor, but he got head-high tackle without the ball. I can't believe that either the touch judges or the referee saw that. It's amazing.
But it's Bradford back, breaking quickly. Is it that man McGowan again? The ball up, well, Saints back in possession. The ball flicked up to the Bradford man, and he couldn't take it. I think it was Roger Simpson, but Saints come back up with possession. Well, one end of the pitch to the other. Saints nearly scored in there. Michael picking up that incident. Obviously, you'd look forward to seeing that again when you watch the video. Lots of controversial decisions. John Harrison now, straightening it up. 22 minutes of the second half gone. 16 points to 12, the lead in Saints' favour. And Sean Allen there, he'll play anywhere. He started off at the centre berth. He's played in virtually all the forward positions for the Saints, even the hooker as well. I don't know whether he's actually played prop, I don't think he has, but he's been a hooker and all in the back three. The Saints kick up field. Bradford gather it just outside their own 25. Harkin at dummy half, spreading it quickly to the left. Harry Pinner now, short ball there. I don't know whether it's Noble or not, Brian Noble. But it's Wilkinson attacked in half-back. Harry Pinner now. Well, as I was saying before, Harry Pinner at St Nosey Road in the first match of the season, the first league match. Spent 10 minutes in the sin bin for dirty play. Unfortunately, it's not one of Harry's hallmarks. Let's hope he keeps his copybook clean here today. Well, bad pass in there from Bradford. Certainly looking disarray. Well, that was the sixth tackle, so definitely bad play from the sixth tackle. It's going to be a changeover. The Saints are going to be in possession just outside the Bradford 25. Roy Haggerty starts off play. Sean Allen in possession now. Groves onto Tony Burke. Virtually centre field on the Bradford 25. Saints will be spreading it out. Cooper turns it left. Phil Beaver's in the line, but he gets the ball away. Roy Haggerty, a lovely ball there onto Bernard Dwyer. That was last week. Also at Nosey Road, Haggerty led a lovely ball onto Bernard Dwyer. The try was disallowed, but I'm sure if you watch that again, the referee ruled a forward pass, but no way that pass was forward. Thank you, Paul. Paul Groves now. Saints have got to get over it on this Bradford line. Loose ball, but Loughlin comes up with it. Bradford knocked the ball out of his hands. It goes back, it's loose again. I think it's Mumby that tidies up this time. Just a little loose play. The handling's been quite well during this game, but the ground cutting up very badly there, as you can see. I think that's Skerritt powering his way through. Bradford playing over there to that right wing, but solid tackling, trying to force the man into touch on the 25. Bradford bringing it across the line now. Saints moving in very quickly. Well, 6 tackles there, the 6th and final tackle of this sequence. Bradford, they're going to kick probably against the breeze. There it is, hanging in the wind. Phil Beavers. No, it's Les Quirk that picks it up. Good lad, this Quirk. Really strong lad. It's back on the attack. Bernard Dwyer, Phil Beavers. Well, looked rather high there on Beavers. That's the second time Beavers has had some treatment. Well, what was your opinions on that tackle, Paul?
Well, when he went in for him, I held my hands out. I thought I was going to catch his head up here. It was that high. And for me, I mean, he should get 10 minutes for that. Fred Lindop, the Referees Association head bloke, came out and said that the referees got to cut down on this sort of play. And here we are, twice today we've seen some awful head-eye tackles and the blokes have stayed on the field. Get the referee seeing eye, Doc. Fair dinkum.
Thanks, Paul. Yes, well, Beavers, he was actually like jumping up into the tackle there, and he got taken right round the head area. As Paul has said, with Fred Lindop, he's supposed to be tidying up on this, but the referees certainly don't seem to be enforcing it to the letter. So it's Tim Deakins, it's physio, just treating Phil Beavers out there. Bradford looking to make another substitution over there on the far side. With Basil Akey looking to come on. But the substitution not being made yet. Play being allowed to go on now. The clock has been restarted. Phil Beavers is back on his feet. Paul Loughlin with this penalty goal attempt. 35 yards out and about 15 yards in from this main stand side here at Odsal. The Loughlin there, waved away by the touch judges. Paul Loughlin, just 2 goals to his credit this afternoon. Well, David Hobbs going off there, as you just heard, being replaced by Basil Akey. 27 minutes of this second half gone. Saints still in the lead by 16 points to 12. Bernard Dwyer took it well there. John Harrison taking up the running, powering his way to the Bradford 25, feeds it inside. Good play from Saints. Saints move it left. Roy Haggerty again, pushes one off. Solid player this Haggerty, in the centre berth today. Sean Allen just losing his footing, but looking for the gap, looking to straighten up. No way through for him. Blew a lovely time ball inside to Mark Bailey. But Bradford defence holding firm. Sixth and final tackle. Darren Blewer chips through. Bradford going to come up with the ball. Feed it back to Keith Mumby. Takes it safely. Looked quite dodgy there in their own 25, but Saints unable to tackle Mumby at first. Harry Pinner. Solid tackling there from the Saints. Mark Bailey and Bernard Dwyer bring him to ground. Skerritt. Centre field just outside his own 25. Harry Pinner now, inside ball. That's Furbank. But solid tackling from the Saints. Sixth and final one now for Bradford. Harkin, crossfield, but Phil Beavers picks it up, gives it to Les Quirk. Coming crossfield, spreads it out there. Lovely ball to Paul Loughlin. David Tanner coming infield and then passing on to Paul Loughlin. Harry Pinner in one of the tattlers there with Kelvin Skerritt. Roy Haggerty looking for the gaps, no way through for him. Saints in possession, just short of the halfway line. Bradford moving up there very quickly to the referee's left. Lofted ball, well taken by Beavers. On to Loughlin into space. David Tanner goes inside. Phil Beavers on his left, he just couldn't release it there. Sixth tattle again now for Saints. Quick hands. Bluer. Diagonal kick, but Simpson takes it well. Bradford now moving upfield. Pendlebury, I think that is, looking for the half gap, but no way through for him. Sean Allen and Tony Burke close him down. Harry Pinner again, the provider. Lovely ball. There's Pendlebury, I think, looking for the feed inside, but no way through for him. Wilkinson wants a quick play of the ball. That's Harry Pinner's hallmark. Gives a lovely ball out to the runners. Pinner again. Well, he's there again. It looked a hint forward, that, but Bradford keep it going. Over there, Basil Ake. He turns inside. Solid tackling from the Saints, but Bradford sweep for good 50 yards upfield. Pinner again. Short ball. It's a Furbank, I think it is this time. Sixth and final tackle for Bradford. Pinner takes up the running. Loftbell, if that's not forward, I don't know what is. Well, Bradford putting a lot of pressure on there, Michael, and a definite forward pass there.
Yeah, that was a mile forward, as you'd say, Ronnie. But look, Saints have by no means won this game, and although they've had the better of the play in this second half, they haven't been able to convert with too many points. They've had opportunities, and they've had kicks at goal, and unfortunately, because of the condition, Paul Lachlan hasn't been kicking all that well today. So, as a consequence, there's only 4 points in it now. If Bradford Northern are able to sustain this pressure now and score, well, you know, anything could happen. So it's imperative that St Helens get the ball and get it down the other end of the field and keep the pressure on in the remaining minutes of the game.
So Saints just outside their own 25. John Harrison from acting halfback. As Michael said, Saints have got to get it down into the Bradford half. Hopefully get further points on the board. There's just one try, one unconverted try, the difference. Saints still in possession now. Phil Beavers at dummy half. Takes it left to Shane Cooper. Into space, Cooper, but just being brought down there by Harry Pinner. Well, loose play. Saints keeping it going, but the ball going back, and Beavers finally tidying it up, kicking it upfield, but very loose play there. Could have been costly there for the Saints, with Bradford pressing up just outside the Saints 25. Seven minutes of normal time remaining, 16 points to 12 to score in Saints' favour. Bradford keeping it going. Sean Allen in there at the tackle. Bradford the 9th in the Stones Bitter League Championship, and Saints are 5th. They're just 5 points separating the two teams. With Saints playing 2 more games than Bradford. They've played 17, won 9, drawn 1, lost 7, 354, 317 against, and as I say, in 5th position, whereas Bradford have played 15, won 7, lost 8 with 3-4-7-4, 3-1-8 against, and they're 14 points. Bradford kick upfield. David Tanner tidies up, runs crossfield, just gets out of his own 25, but certainly nothing in it. The next score could be crucial, and let's hope it's Saints to get the next score, but they're going to have to move upfield 75 yards. Bradford bottling the Saints. Well, Roy Haggerty breaking through. Gap on his left, but they're just going to say Bradford containing the Saints in their own half and mostly in their own 25 for the last 5 or 10 minutes. Shane Cooper inside to Phil Beavers, diagonal crossfield run. Still going Phil Beavers, looking to release, but good clamp tackle there finally on Beavers, but it's 10 yards inside the Bradford half. Saints are going to have to spread it out and hopefully get points there. Darren Bluer, definitely Saints best player. Well, Saints player there being tackled there without the ball as Blue was coming through. 6th and final tackle. Cooper grubbers for the corner. Just hits the corner flag and goes infield, but and goes into touch, I should say. But a 25-yard tap restart being awarded by referee Holdsworth. Well, a rare excursion, Michael, into the Bradford half this half.
That's right, and the tactics should now be, with only about 5 minutes to go, to play very safe. They've got the ball now. They should be able to consolidate this last 5, play out the 5 tackles, then do a grubber kick or keep the pressure on Bradford Northern. And from now on, it should be just defence. They shouldn't be too worried about trying to spread the ball and take too many risks. They should be just consolidating this win and be happy with the 2 points.
So it's Saints got the ball back after a Bradford mistake. They're on the attack. Another 4 tackles to make it count now. Roy Haggerty, centre field, 15 yards from the Bradford try line. It's imperative that Saints get points on the board. Sean Allen taking up the running. Phil Beavers up in support. It's Groves, the ball back to Haggerty. No! Going for the drop goal attempt where I feel they should have been pressing up there. They should have been going for the try there, Paul, would you say?
Yeah, certainly field goals are no good at this stage. It's only another point. All they've got to do is contain Bradford, keep them in their own quarter for the next 5 minutes, and they've got it won.
Thanks, Paul. But it's Bradford back, pegged in their own 25. 4 minutes remaining now. Harry Pinner in possession, looking for the runners. Bradford play it quickly. Basil Akey there. Substitute back for Bradford in possession. Playing to Pinner again. Got to close this man Pinner down. Well, he's lost the ball, but it's come back. And Paul Loughlin, is it? Yes, thanks, Michael. Just my view obliterated by this post. It's Saints back in possession. As I said, they've just got to calm it down, contain it. Let the ball do the work. Well, Bradford there, they've gone for the ball. They've hooked round it. The ball open play as it's placed on the ground. Paul playing. And Akey there in possession for Bradford. 3 minutes remaining. Skerritt, I think it is, taking up the running. Bradford on the charge now. Harkin left to Pinner. Pinner looking to release. You've got to get this man round the top, but he's knocked on. He's lost the ball in the tattle. Very unlucky there. Obviously Saints going in to try and take the ball from him. Paul Groves does come up with it, but Pinner had knocked on. Saints to feed now, just outside, just inside the Saints half, I should say. Just the one score for the Saints. That Cooper try in the 14th minute, converted by Loughlin. The second half scoring after Bradford going in leading 12 points to 10 at half time. Darren Brewer to feed. Definitely outstanding player on the Saints side, but Loughlin comes in. Mark Bailey taking up the running. Phil Beavers onto Roy Haggerty, into space. Saints are backing up in the Bradford 25 now. Got to calm it down now. They've got to make sure the ball spread out to the wings, hopefully, and get a try on the board, which will seal the match. Sean Allen straightening up. 15 yards from the Bradford line now. 2 minutes of normal time remaining. Darren Brewer looking for the gap there. No way through for him. Bradford come in and close him down. Groves from acting half-back, going on his own, feet it inside. Saints come up with the ball, it touched the Bradford man, yes, and another 6 tackles to make it count. Saints shouldn't let it slip now. Paul Groves looking to go through there. Tony Burke powering his way over to that left-hand corner. Big John Harrison now at acting half-back. Looking to go on his own, 6'7", and if he's 6'8" from the line, he's going to score, isn't he? If he stretches. But it's Saints now, spreading it to the right. Beavers changing direction, goes over to the left. He's still stood in the tackle. He releases it left. Saints throwing it about a bit, certainly looking to get over this Bradford line, unsuccessful at present. I don't know whether that's the 6th tackle being ruled by referee Holdsworth, but that's going to be a knock on there. Bernard Dwyer bounces the ball down in disgust. Very unlucky there, was to touch his fingertips, Michael, just as he was spreading it over to the right.
Well, you being a non-biased commenter on the game, you've called it very, very correctly there. He's touched his fingertips, but it's gone backwards, and very unlucky to be awarded a knock on there, I thought. But
it's Bradford come up with the heel from the scrum. Time running out for Bradford now. Surely just a breakaway try could be the saviour. In fact, we're actually playing in time, added on for stoppages to that Phil Weaver's when he got tackled there, the head-high tackle. So it's we're playing in stoppage time now. 16 points to 12 in Saints' favour. Certainly a hard game here at Oddsall. And Saints will be happy with the 2 league points. There's the final hooter. So just as I was saying before, that Shane Cooper try converted by Paul Loughlin. The second half scoring, it was enough to win the game for Saints. It was in the 14th minute of the second half. Saints held on after some sustained Bradford pressure. 12-10 at half-time with the Saints tries from Les Quirk and Mark Bailey. The Bailey try converted by Paul Loughlin. That was 2 tries in 2 minutes early in the first half, but Saints certainly hung on. Anyway, I'd like to thank Michael and Paul for coming up here to commentate on this match for you. And I didn't know whether you'd like to summarise, Michael, on today's match.
Yeah, well, that was a very satisfying win under the conditions. We had a couple of players out, and there was a new combination in there, some new faces. I thought they all played well, the new faces. I thought Mark Bailey particularly had a good game at 5'8". I thought other players who were outstanding were, as you mentioned, Darren Bloor. I thought he had a strong game. As Paul mentioned, Tony Burke played very well in the forwards, and I don't think anybody played badly. Phil Vivas played very strongly at fullback, made very few mistakes. I thought that Shane Cooper came alive in the second half and got involved a lot more and directed play well. I thought overall it was a fine performance. Given the conditions, Bradford Northern are a very tough physical side, and any 2 points against this side are obviously very good, particularly coming away under these circumstances with a new combination. I think Alex Murphy would be, despite his half-time blow-up, I think he'd be very pleased with today's result.
Thanks, Michael. Now we can just have a couple of words with Paul. Obviously a tough tie next week, Paul, against Featherstone in the Cup. As I said before, they have been one of Saints' bogey sides. We played them 4 times since the war. We've only beat them the once early on. It's in the 3rd round. They beat us 3 times in the 3rd round, but you'll be looking forward to getting back in the action next week with both you and Michael, which could be possibly your last match for the Saints.
Well, it could be, but I thought it was a good grafting win today. And next week, when you consider we'll have 5 extra players, myself, Michael, Stuart Evans, Neil Holding and Gary Connolly back in the side, it's all going well. And Featherstone will be a hard nut to crack. We went to Post Office Road and we probably played the worst we could ever play, and they beat us 13-12. We've learnt by our mistakes there. I'm sure that next week at home at Knowsley Road, you'll see a real good Saints outfit go out in the paddock, throw the ball around. And as a matter of fact, I'm very confident. I think we'll give them a bit of a hiding. And I thought a good game today, and Darren Bloor, man of the match.
Yes, thank you, Paul. Well, hopefully, as we come through unscathed next week in the Cup tie, there is a possibility that Manly may still release Paul and Michael for the first semi-final, provided we draw the first semi-final and come through, and then hopefully they'll be back to grace the Wembley turf. I would imagine playing at Wembley, Michael, it must be a burning ambition for you. It's something that Australian players don't do very often.
Well, that's right. Very few players have had the honour of playing at Wembley. It's not a matter of just coming over here and going to Wembley. You've got to be fortunate enough, and you've got to have a fortunate enough draw and be playing in a good enough side to be able to get there. And it is obviously an ambition of mine and Paul's to play at Wembley. We see this year as an excellent opportunity. We're only 2 games away. We've got a home draw for our next game, and if we can get over that last hurdle, the semi-final, I think obviously we're going to be there, and that'll be a great occasion.
Right. So. Would you like to add any views on playing at Wembley, Paul?
Very excited about it. I do hope that Manly will release us to play in the semi-final. Should be in the first one. It's been a pleasure to play for Saints over the last 20 or so weeks. Michael and I have certainly enjoyed ourselves, and we hope the club can get to Wembley, and we hope that they do bring us back. It would certainly top off my career, that's for sure, and we're looking forward to it. And Ron, I hope this record, I think they must have brought it from your collection, this record they're playing here. You'll have to get it before you go home, mate.
Thanks very much for those few kind words. Anyway, on behalf of myself, Ron Hoof, Michael O'Connor, Paul Martin, your Saints video team of Brian Pears on camera, Peter Tushingham photography, bid you farewell from Oddsall Stadium, and I just hope you'll rejoin us next week at home, where we face Featherstone in the 3rd round of the Challenge Cup. Thanks once again.